Good morning. My name is Phyllis Ntim. My guest today is called Kwaku Quansah. He's a Ghanaian podcaster and artist who implements his art on shoe brands such as Converse. Unfortunately, he can't display his artwork because of technical issues. So we'll start with the interview. Good morning, Kwaku Quansah.
I could do it quick Kwanzaa, but hi Phyllis, and how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine,
And
and you?
thanks. Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, no problem. So let's start with the interview. Tell me about yourself. Where were you born? Which schools did you attend?
Okay, so yeah, my Kwanzaa. I'm a Ghanaian. I was born in Suhum, but Suhum in the eastern region in Ghana, West Africa. Um, I am a Fante. I'm from a Kofi in the central region. Um, I'm the only child, pretty much, and from my mom's. I actually schooled in Accra, um, and then forwarded it to the Eastern region where I had my secondary school for a penny, and then to the University of Education in the Central Region, Minibar. And yeah, I mean, um, that's pretty much it with regards to the school that I went to. I am now working. So yeah, that is also that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and how old are you?
Yeah, so I turn 32 next 2 months, but yeah, so I am 31 at the moment. Um, but what you call it? I think that like age is just I don't know. It's just because when I was like 12, I felt like when you're 30, you're like super old. But like at 30, I'm like it just came like I just I just got into my 30s. That was like a blink of an eye. But yeah, that's that's pretty much it.
Okay. So what led you to start making podcasts?
Okay, so with regards to I think the year was 2018, if I'm correct, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I think it was around early 2018. I had a chance to produce and host a show with one of Ghana's like biggest media digital media houses or publishing houses, Pulse Ghana, and right from there, this sort of like grew like an intense desire to um, just speak, and I had like friends uh, tell me that like I have like an amazing voice. I could speak on a mic any day, and people would still want to listen. So I was like, okay, hey, let me just try something out. And the last straw for me, um, me meeting a friend around that time, and she actually decided to put me on some podcast, some podcast that was listening to. So I did listen to the whole season of it, and then I was like, hey, I think I'm loving how this thing is going to go, like the audio side of it, getting the chance to like talk about things, and then just like having people listen to them and everything. So yeah, that was the me. So right from 2018, I was just experimenting. I think 2019, I decided to take it to the next level where I started investing into it, and then I think 2020, the first month, January 2020, was when my first episode came out for the podcast that I have to do. So I'll just say that it started in 2020, but the whole interest, was just like a year or two long. So yeah.
Okay.
That is.
And what is the name of your podcast? Your personal podcast, then?
Yeah. So with the podcast, I did a little bit of rebranding, but before it was the growing of a life. I think I had a lot of history with the name, so I just decided to make it that. I just decided to give it that name. So I was just growing up a lot. I think it was a phase for me where I was growing up a lot of things. I was forgiving people a lot. Like it was like a personal, So just the changes that I was going through just led me to give that name to the podcast, The Growing of Alive. I did, I think, 7 or 8 seasons with that, and then somewhere, I'm not too sure. I think it was late 2021 or no, late 2021, yeah, into 2022. I decided to rebrand it because the hosting service that I was using, I think it was quite expensive, and the revenue wasn't really much. And I just felt like the name that I gave it previously was like a bit long, so I decided to shorten it to Thoughts on a Mic. And Thoughts on a Mic, it's like it's more catchy when you think about it. So it's currently Thoughts on a Mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what topics do you raise during your podcasts?
Well, so it's an all-in-all, topic or conversation-based podcast. We do talk about everything, maybe except for sports and business, but I think it's since it's just an all in all. Nobody should be surprised if we take it to that, to that aspect of like things. So it's like I would say that like the dominating topics that we talk about is usually around lifestyle, so relationships, finance, marriage. We talk about what you call it, systematic education, politics when we can. We talk about human rights. We talk about consent. Like everything that has to do with like the human being experiencing life. So yeah, that is what we usually do. And it's pretty much opinion based, right? You don't like however you see life is however you should talk about it on the podcast. So yeah.
Okay. And where can people find your podcasts online?
Okay, so I think for now it's on all DSPs. It's on all podcast streaming platform. You can just type Thoughts on a Mic on Google.
Mm-hmm.
You get it on Apple Podcast, like Spotify, Google Podcast, Deezer, iHeart. Like all the podcast streaming platforms. You would get Thoughts on a Mic on Audible, Amazon. Yeah, you can name them. So
okay.
It's
okay. And what is the name of your what is the name of the podcast that you do for Pulse Ghana?
Right. Yeah, so that was it was actually a very long journey for me. But like the podcast that I do for Pulse, in case nobody knows Pulse Ghana, it's a media publishing house, more into digital journalism. But it's the pod next door. So that's the name of the podcast. We decided to branch out into podcasting um, in the year 2021. It just couldn't materialize, but we had the execution plan, we had the concept, and I should be honest, I am a co-host and a co-creator. Um, because I created it with a friend. She's now currently in Ghana. She's in the States right now. Her name is Dede. So we basically came together and then we created this masterpiece and then decided to pitch it for Pulse and Pulse took it on. So yeah, it's the pod next door by
Okay.
Pulse.
Okay. And which popular personalities, celebs, have you done a podcast with?
Oh yeah, okay. So the pod next door is pretty much a music podcast. We do talk about like lyrics. We just break them down. So we have like 20 minutes for a celebrity or like a musician. And so far we've had 7 episodes out. We had a conversation with Kidi on a podcast. We had a conversation with Kofi Mole. Kidi is a Ghanaian singer, musician. Um, he's actually famous. And then Kofi Mole is also a Ghanaian rapper. Um, and then we did Space Lee. Space Lee is also a member of the collective, a Ghanaian collective called Lamem Gang. They are amazing. Okay, I think Lamem Gang, if you know Daku Vibes is also a musician. So it's like a collective, they are all part of it. We've had conversations with Ria Boss and Neo Sosa. We've had conversations with Sylvie, Brian Mensa. Unfortunately, that episode couldn't air out because the video was just not really good. So we didn't want to put it out. Yeah, we've had amazing conversations with like most Ghanaian celebrities. Looking forward to having more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a passion for art. Tell me about your journey in art.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean just like anybody, mine started when I was like super young. I think back in primary. I had a senior pretty much, and he was good. I don't know how he's doing it now, but he was good. He was crazy good, and I would usually just sit beside him and just like learn a few things. I think my first painting was a drawing I did on Superman and Superwoman, the Supergirl Superwoman, and it took me like 3 days to finish that, but I lost the art book. So what happened was I stopped for a while. Then I got to secondary school, and then I tried it for a little bit. I was drawing Spider-Man comics pretty much. I think I also stopped because like life was happening. Then I went. Nothing much happened over there. I think it was university that I started preparing for my career right now. After university, fast forward work, I was just like, I am. So to be honest, not really. I don't consider myself like an artist, right? I do consider myself a lover because I'm like, I I haven't really been through like the process that like all these artists, go through. Like they just spend so much time on like painting and all that. But for me, it was just like loving it. So I do it when I can, and I think I started it back again in 2021. No, I think 2020. That was when I decided to go back to. So I had a very small what you call it, like a corner right in my apartment, and I just used it as a little studio. So that was like the whole plan for me. 2020, early 2020, like January thereabout, and then I officially started in June. But like I said, I've had like elements of arts when I was young. So yeah.
Okay, and what led you to start designing on shoes with paint?
Right. Right. So I have a crazy thing. I'm a right. I also just because of the work that I do right now, it actually allows me to feel free with the kind of dress that I want to wear. So I'm a big sneakerhead. So I think I can't really remember what exactly, but I've always had a thing for like abstract painting, right? So I invested into like the whole painting thing, and I had like a whole box full of like acrylic. So it's like a very it's an extensive what you call it board of colors. So I started experimenting on Canva and everything, and I realized that I literally just transfer these arts onto my sneakers. So the first design that I did was on a Reebok, right? And what I did was I just no actually the first design was it was a Reebok. So I did that. It came out really good, and I have a way of trying to like design what you call it like make easy designs. So I put the dots. So I bring out like the details, and then like I'm also able to do it very very fast. So I did one, and I was like, oh, this is good, and I decided to post it on my socials. So that started part. Okay, started getting a lot of people's attention more than the Canva paintings that I was doing, even though what like Canva painting was also good equally. So it was like, okay, this is unique, and somebody actually gave me a gig, so I did that, and then I smashed it, and it was on a Converse, and it was on a Vans. So I think I have it on my Instagram. I have a what you call it, like a separate arts page for my Instagram. So I did that, and then I was like, oh, this is right. So my next painting that I did was on a Canva, and when I did that, that was like the last encouraging moment for me because the feedback that I got was crazy. And so I created like a whole art page, and after that, I started working on Converse because I love Converse. I have like I don't know 5, 6 pair of Converse like lying around my room. I was testing it first with my own sneakers, and they were smashing right up. But I also taking inspiration from what do you call it, the South African team, Kenya team culture. So you could see that if the video was on right now, you would see that most of the Converse paintings that I have, they have like elements from South Africa, the culture in South Africa, the culture and all that. So I mean that is how I started with sneakers. I think I just realized that it was something that people like. And to be very honest, in Ghana or in I think Ghana, if I can say, it's like a few of them. And if I'm able to like make it a thing, then everybody will just like start looking my way. And I had an endorsement from what you call it, one of the celebrities that I did an amazing job with one of the Converse that I did, and that was like super inspiring for me. So
nice.
like I just decided to take it to the next level, full speed.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So we have to round it up. We'll have to schedule a day for another interview so we can actually do a live video for you to showcase your art. Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So thank you for taking the time to have an interview with me, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, and I hope you also have a pleasant day.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.